Hello again, so I'm going to show you how to locate, preview and load sounds into your Ableton session. So we're going to start with instruments. So Ableton has a set amount of instrument plugins that you can find over here in categories, this little section on the left hand side of your screen. So Ableton has two different types of instruments. There are signal generators or samplers. So signal generators are plugins that run through a signal like either a sine wave, square wave, etc. And from there you can edit the sound by playing with envelopes, stuff like that, to make it not sound like a basic, sound wave. Or samplers, which take samples of sounds, like I have bell samples, which then will be played back as a sample. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to select, I think I'm going to go with collision because I really like the melody sounds in here. To preview, you can use your arrow keys up and down to scroll through, and to play a sound you can press the right arrow, and to stop the preview you press your little left arrow key. An important thing that I just learned about is you can control your preview level on the master fader over here on the right, and it's just this little blue dial here, so I'm going to turn it down a bit. So as you going through the samples, you can sample them one by one. Actually, I think that's a bit quiet. To load it into your session, you can select a track and double click. That will bring that selected instrument into your session, or you can just simply click and drag and it will create a new track depending on what your instrument is. So if it's an audio track, Ableton will just create an audio track. If it's MIDI, it will create it as a MIDI track. I think that's one of my favorite things I've discovered about Ableton is you can drag MIDI into an audio track and it will just convert over to be a MIDI track. Just it can detect that and just runs with it, which is awesome. One of the things you do have to be aware of when previewing sounds is making sure this little icon down here is turned on, the little headphones. If you're trying to preview sounds and just wondering like why is that not making any noise, chances are it's probably this little guy is unclicked. It's kind of like the master fader. If it's down, you don't kind of realize it until it's a bit too late and you're like, why am I not hearing anything? So from there, also another thing you have to be, once you load a sample or sound or instrument onto a track, you can go into a clip and you can start playing around with that sound. I'm using my keyboard, my keys on my computer as my sort of sound MIDI controller. You can toggle that on and off by clicking this little keyboard up in the top right over here. The last thing I'm going to go through is clips. Clips are set like, they're kind of like your loops. So you can go sample these like the others, and it will play like some sort of pre-made loops, either made by you or some of the ones that come with packs or with Ableton itself. So yeah, you can insert them into your session as well and just have some like nice sort of loops going on. They do have to be dragged into a clip cell. They can't be used to create their own track. Yeah, so I think that's about it for this section. Yeah, talk to you soon.